whatever was your narrative while growing up is your reality right now and is also your inner voice. Just give yourself some time, maybe do journaling, reflect on your thoughts, and you'll realize that how much this statement is correct for you. Today's video is inspired by Erikson's socio-psychological development theory. So I was just reading it, and it says basically how the development happens in a child since birth to death, how the stages are, how they learn trusting others, not trusting, how they start identifying themselves, and how they like connect with others and all those things. And then I realized, like, okay, these are not something that are development stages, but these are basically the concepts that we can rebuild within ourselves. Like, if I am someone who don't trust others easily, I can rebuild that concept for me. Whatever the narrative was, whatever I learned while I was a child, I can completely change myself and do reparenting, self-parenting. And so this was the idea behind today's episode. Hi, my name is Nitu. Welcome back to my channel Understanding Her. This is a space where we talk about becoming the best version of ourselves. So, the first concept is trust versus mistrust, which basically means world is safe versus world is dangerous. Whatever you heard from your parents, teachers, friends while you were growing up, you started believing that, and now that's the inner voice in you. But we can change that. So, but first, the thing is, what is your narrative right now? What you might observe is believing that world is a dangerous place. What happens is you always expect betrayal and abandonment from others. You feel you like it is so hard for you to trust someone else in any sort of relationship. And last, you struggle to rely on others. You you like you feel like you cannot ask for help from anyone because you don't trust anyone. So these are the things you might see in yourself, and if these are if it is true for you, then here is the solution for rebuilding trust. So the first thing is that trust needs to be built with others and with ourselves as well, because if we don't trust ourselves, it is so difficult to trust others as well. So it's a two-way thing. Second, don't be in two extremes that either I trust everyone, like whatever, even the person I met today and my best friend also, or the another narrative is that I just cannot trust anyone. So give people, so here's how we rebuild trust. First, give people small chances to earn your trust. And I'm not saying you start trusting them, I'm saying give people chances to earn your trust. And when they earn it, they move to a level 1, and you give them another chance, they move to level 2. And if they betray you there, they are again in level 1 and they can try earning it. Then you have to build inner safety, which comes from trusting yourself. And that happens when you fulfill the promises you made to yourself. If you promised yourself that I am going to work out today, even if it means that you will do 5 push-ups, do it. Keep your promises to yourself, and that will build self trust, inner safe space. And you can also do breathwork exercises, meditation, tapping, affirmations. So whatever works for you, see it for yourself and start doing it. Create a space, inner space in you that you can trust. Second concept is initiative versus guilt, which means that I can take actions or I feel bad for trying. And if you are someone who grew up with guilt, these are your narratives. you might notice. You hesitate always to try new things. It's a very challenging thing for you to even try a new look, new restaurant. It's very challenging. Then, second, you are always second guessing your choices constantly. Third is you feel like you are wrong for even trying new things. So here's how you rebuild initiative skill. First, start taking very small risk in your daily life. Maybe taking a different route, maybe changing your hairstyle, maybe trying a new hair color, a new outfit, a new restaurant, or even a new recipe. So when you do these things, what happens is you see that, okay, I was like, it was not wrong, always wrong to try new things. Some things actually worked out. And the second thing is that if you feel fear when you are about to try new things, if your narrative is saying that, oh what, you should not do it, here's a question that you should ask yourself: what's the worst that could happen if I do this? And is that manageable? Will I be able to manage the consequences of trying this new thing? If yes, do it. And then last, celebrate the fact that you took the risk. Again, celebrate the fact that you took the risk, not because the risk that you took give you a good result or a bad result. No, you celebrate the initiative that you took. So you feel good for taking initiative, and the guilt will start to fade away slowly. Okay, next, the third concept is autonomy versus self doubt or shame, which basically means is I do things myself versus I am not capable. If you grew up with self doubt and shame, here's the narrative you might notice. You over apologize to literally everyone. You feel like you are not good enough. You rely too much on others' opinion. Like if you are always relying on others' opinion, here's how to rebuild autonomy. Make small decisions in your daily life without asking for anyone's approval. Maybe you liked a photo of you and you want to post it. Maybe a regular routine of posting a photo was that I will ask my friends, see other opinions, and then post it. It's a very small thing. If you like the photo, just post it. And the same thing with others. If you want to try a new recipe, try it. Stop asking others for approval. If you want to try a new restaurant, if you want to go to a new place, try a new hobby, don't ask others. See, don't ask for others approval. Do it for because you want to do it. And the other thing that you can do is that you might be doing already so many things in your life. Are you doing things for yourself, or are you unconsciously trying to get approval from others by doing the things that you're doing on a daily basis? Reflect on this, and even if you like the thing, change the narrative. That's it. If you want to keep it doing, do it. If you don't want to do it, stop it and change the narrative. Second, challenge the negative self talk, the negative inner voice with the positive ones. Whenever a negative thought pops up in your mind, that what that person will say if I do this, what will that person think about me, change that with a positive affirmation, that what do I think about this thing, what do I feel about this situation. Take on small independent tasks like maybe going on a solo trip, or maybe trying a new masterclass, taking uh taking care of a pet. So small initiatives that you do by yourself, not taking anyone's help or approval, or not just even not involving anyone, because that will give you space to ask yourself, do I like it, not like it. The fourth is competence versus inferiority, which basically means is I am capable versus I am not good enough. If you grew up with inferiority, here's a narrative you might relate with. You compare yourself to others all the time. You feel like whatever you do is not good enough. You even hesitate to try because you feel so scared. Here's how you rebuild competence. First, learn new skills that excites you, not because anyone else asked you to do it or want you to do it. Second, track progress over perfection. Third one is really important. Whatever skill you choose to actually learn, getting mentorship from someone who actually believes in you. Because if you are already feeling inferior and your coach is also someone who's like is not believing in you and comparing you to others, that will only like dig up the wound and won't heal you. So if you feel that your surrounding in such a way, try to either isolate from such surrounding or change it. Fifth concept is identity versus role confusion. So which basically means is I know who I am versus I don't know my place. And if you are someone who grew up with identity or role confusion, here's you might relate with. First is that you always shapeshift to fit in with others. Second, you are unaware of what you actually want. It's really hard for you to decide what you want in life. And third, you feel very lost in life. And the good news is that you can rebuild your identity. So here's how you rebuild identity. List what are the things that excite you. Journal about who are you when no one is watching, because when someone is around you, you get influenced by the other person and try to act some way. But who are you when no one is actually looking at you, what you're doing, how you're behaving? Who are you then? Write down that person and see if that is who you are. Third exercise is very interesting because it not just tell you who you are, but actually let you find who you are. And this comes from a book of Jay Shetty, 8 Rules of Love. And here's what you do. Step 1, do a time audit. So whatever time you are spending alone, maybe you're watching a movie, you're playing games, or maybe you are working on something, whatever it is, do a time audit and see how like how you are spending your time. And here's what to do. Create a column, mention time. Basically, you mention how many hours you spent on a particular activity, mention the activity in on which you're spending time. Then third column, write whether you're comfortable with it or not. And lastly, ask why. If you're comfortable, why? Is it easy? Is it not making you do any things? Or is it like just like watching television, just sitting, not doing anything? Or is it really something that is exciting you? So if it is comfortable, why, and why not? Then the second step is try new activities alone. So here's a list that uh, I would suggest you, and it is also coming from this book. And also you can like go search on Google or in on Pinterest solo date ideas, and you will get a whole bunch of ideas of things that you can do alone. So first one is solo dating. That is something that I try and really enjoy. Second is going to a new place, maybe going to a museum, going to maybe you can go to a library, or maybe you can go to a tourist place in your city, or join a masterclass alone. You can try doing you can join a volunteer program alone. And the third step is the most important one. When you try these things, the third step is to journal how you felt during those experiences, and how much how long it took for you to become comfortable with those activities. And lastly, did you like it or not like it when you were comfortable? Even because at the beginning it will be very difficult for you to actually do things alone, but once you become comfortable, okay, I can do it. But once you become comfortable, do I really want to do this? Do I like it or not like it? For example, let's say if you went to watch a sports event, and Did you like it or not like it? And if you like it or not like it, whatever is the answer, it's telling you who you are. You are a person who likes sports, you are a person who don't like horror movies, or maybe you are a person who likes to going to a museum. You are a person who like this particular dish and doesn't like that. When you do these activities more and journal about it, basically journal will give you a space where you can reflect whether you like it not like it, and ask yourself such questions and note it down. So what will happen is the more you do it, the more you learn who you are and who you are not. But that's it. Because what could happen is that if you are with friends, you might go to watch you might go to movies that you don't like, but that is not that will not tell you who you are. But when you go alone and see that movie, now you're not asking or looking at other person's reactions or their opinions, how whether they like it or not like it. It's your own when you're alone, whether I like that movie or not. It's about reclaiming the identity. You already are a person who you are, but reclaiming that will come from doing these things alone. The sixth concept is intimacy versus isolation. So, which basically means I connect deeply or I must stay alone. And if you are someone who is with this narrative that I must stay alone no matter what, this is something you can relate with. First one is you avoid emotional closeness. Second, you sabotage your relationships and friendships. You struggle to trust that someone will stay. And here's how you rebuild intimacy. First is practice vulnerability in safe ways. So it could be by sharing small emotional experiences with someone, with your friends or family. Start small and don't just share your darkest secrets or your biggest achievements, because the look of their face, you don't want that with someone you just met or you when you're rebuilding intimacy. So start with very small and share small. Second is express your needs clearly without the fear of rejection, because we cannot control people, we don't control people. A person can either reject or accept your request, but not asking or demanding your needs is something that is keeping you stuck. Then at last, talk to a therapist or a friend or someone in family if you're feeling struggle with intimacy. Here's a book which I read and learned so much about relationship with others and with self as well, which is Mastery of Love. Read this book and oh my god, your concepts will completely change how you see others and how you see yourself and how you even see relationships. Will you will learn new concepts and will unlearn the old concepts. So that, and here are two series I would suggest to watch. First one is Friends, which is about a group of people who are living alone and how they build their connection in their friendships. And the second one is Modern Family. It's about how you trust your family and your family relationships. So, how you build those. It's about that. Watch it. So, the last one is Ego versus Despair. So, which basically says that I lived my life fully or I am living my life fully versus I regret everything. If you struggle with despair, you feel like it's too late to change. You dwell on past mistakes and you fear wasting life while you're wasting it. So, this is how you build ego integrity. So, first one is take a journal and write down the 2 point version of you, who you wanted to be or want to become, and write down everything about it. And I think it's very famous term right now, alter ego, which is so many celebrities are using. Search about it. It's a concept that I give you to search about. So alter ego, you can create it for yourself. So basically you write down everything you about that person, how that person dresses, how that person communicates, how that person connects with others, how they show up how they show up at work, what are the things that they value, what are the things they like, don't like, how they show up in life, and what are the things they are excited about, what are the things that they wanted to do, what are their dreams, what are their goals. You literally write down every single thing about that alter ego, and then you start showing up as that person starting today. So once you do that, what will happen is it will make you start believing that you are actually living the life that you want. Next is shift from the mindset of what if I fail to what if I succeed. Give that thought some space in your mind. Here's a movie to watch that will rebuild the concept of despair and ego, which is the bucket list. This is the story about two old men which were on a hospital bed and decided that they want to do a lot of things in their life, and they created a bucket list, and one by one they achieve it. So it's about they live their life at that stage. So you can do it too. Write down what you actually want to do, what are the things, what is your bucket list. Try to complete it. Pick one concept and others will follow. That's it. That you actually have to reflect on this. What are the struggles or blockers you see in yourself that are like literally seizing you to become the best version of yourself? And then start working on those. Go to the video again, or start reading those concepts, or if you like any movie or book I've suggested, read that, watch that. You'll get some inspiration and become the best version of yourself. Rebuild your concepts. Good part is that slowly your inner voice will start changing. The more focus you will do on the work on becoming rebuilding the concept, your inner voice will also change accordingly. If you learned something from today's video, like it, subscribe it, share it with someone whom you want to help building their concepts. Until next time, keep growing, keep leveling up. Bye bye.